So I was 52 at the time. So 5 years ago, we were in the middle of COVID lockdown. So being 52, I was perimenopausal, and my periods at the time were really irregular and all over the place. And obviously my body was going through quite a lot of change. And I started experiencing a urine infection. That's what it felt like to me, and just this really weird sensation when I went to the loo. So contacted my GP, who obviously, on the basis of what I was describing to them, thought that it was likely to be a urine infection. Gave me a course of antibiotics, and that cleared it up within a couple of days. About a month later, it was back again. So repeat. Went back to the GP. The GP said, do you know what, maybe it wasn't just strong enough antibiotics to, really try and sort it out. I'll give you another course. So another course of antibiotics, same thing happened. Within a few days, it cleared up, but then it came on again. Over that time, I started to think, do you know what? I think there's something else going on. And actually, maybe the blood that I'm seeing maybe isn't related to irregular periods. Actually, maybe it might be coming from somewhere else. It actually might be in my wee. So just contacted the GP again and just sort of said, look, I'm really concerned about this. And it was at that point that the GP referred me to the urology team at Southmead. Yeah, so that first cystoscopy, so being referred by my GP, I didn't know I didn't even know what a cystoscopy was. So straight away, when I received the appointment letter, there was a really helpful booklet in there that explained what was going to happen. So turned up at urology, met by a specialist cancer nurse who talked me through what was going to happen, reassured me, obviously highlighted, this is an investigation, let's just have a look and check. So through the cystoscopy, one of the things that I wanted was I actually wanted to see the screen. I wanted to know what was going on, and I'd asked the consultant if they would talk me through the process, which they did, which was really, really helpful for me because I needed to understand it. It was very obvious that I had bladder cancer. There were fully formed tumours in my bladder, and the diagnosis at that time was both a relief but also a really big shock as well. The relief was actually finding out what was causing all of the symptoms that I had, but suddenly the shock was that awareness that, oh my word, I've got cancer, I've got bladder cancer, and I really didn't know what that was. Following the cystoscopy, I went and spent some time with the specialist cancer nurse, who again just took time answering my questions, pointing me in the direction of resources, really patient, really understanding, provided me with the information that I needed. And that is a real reflection of all of the experience that I've had, from every reoccurrence, every checkup, going into surgery. So I've had 2 or 3 surgical removals. I've had laser treatment. More or less every 3 months, I go back for a cystoscopy. And I'm treated with the same respect and care and understanding as I did that first time as part of that diagnosis. The urology team at Southmead, huge amount of support, whether it be through being able to ask questions during my checkup, to the consultant who or whoever was undertaking that, to going into surgery, being provided with information beforehand, or being able to phone up if I was concerned about everything. But also actually having that specialist cancer nursing team has been really, really important to me in the sense of just being able to ask them anything, as well as what I really love about the support you get is they almost anticipate what you want to know. So they're not forcing information on you, but they sort of say, say, and have you thought of, or have you looked for this information? The other thing that I've done for support is actually reached out for information that I could read. The key thing for me is always going to trusted sources of information. And what I mean by that is my starting point is always the NHS website, full of lots of information, some signposts you to other information, but also the range of cancer charities that are out there. So whether it's Fight Bladder Cancer or Action Bladder Cancer, Macmillan, Cancer Research. And I think that's the important thing for me. The support that I've been given has been by really well informed and trusted and respected professionals. I'm also lucky the organisation that I work for has a cancer network. So I reach out to colleagues who have either had cancer or are experiencing cancer or have got a family member that's going through it. We're a big organisation, 12,000 people. And I haven't yet come across anyone within that network who's had bladder cancer, particularly a woman. So for me, that's why it's really, really important to get that message across to women about, best way I can describe it is if you think, oh, it's just, that's the time to go and get checked, because as women, we know our bodies really, really well. And if something doesn't feel right, reach out, go to your GP, because I can reassure people the support that I've had and the experience that I've had means that there's lots of people out there that can help you along that journey, and it ends up not being as scary as you might think it would be.